Hello, my name is Rick. I'm a Canadian, and I've been watching the news lately, and I'm not really happy the way we're being treated by President Trump from the United States of America. Today, I'd like to take some time to share my views and some insights with you. Thank you. What is a strong Canadian? Who is a strong Canadian? Does Donald Trump and America's behavior upset you? Are you worried about Canada's economy? Are you worried about our industries and our jobs? Then stop worrying and start doing something about it. We cannot expect our governments to fix everything for us, especially when we're facing a childish bully south of the border. We, every single Canadian, have the power to change the world. Yes, it's scary, but we can't just sit back and hope someone else will solve the problem. You have the power, I have the power, we all have the power to make change today. I'd like to share with you now an example about what I'm really talking about. Here's a lesson from Minister Isabel Black. Let me tell you about Minister Isabel Black. She was a true friend and trusted neighbor who I had when I lived up in Ottawa. At one of the lowest points in my life, I was facing the loss of my job, and I was terrified. I was really scared. I didn't know what I was going to do because my life was going to change. All of a sudden, where I was working was going to be no longer an option for me. I needed to pivot. I needed to do something else. So I turned to Isabel for advice, and she reminded me that I had many talents, and she said that doors only open if you knock upon them. You need to start knocking on doors, which she didn't really mean go literally knocking on doors. What she said is think about other options. Think about what else you can do with your life, where you can best contribute to society. She also pointed out that I hadn't been happy in my current job anyway, and that perhaps it was time to try something completely new. So I did, and within a few weeks I found a new job and a much better environment, a place where I truly did make a difference. Her message stayed with me. Don't give in to fear. Act. Try something new. So, what can you do? What can we do? Here are a few examples that come to mind. Number 1, automotive industry at risk. Because of Trump's policies, our car industry is vulnerable. Fine, then let's pivot. Canada needs new equipment to support our NATO commitments, military vehicles, ships, tanks, and more. Let's transition from manufacturing cars in Canada and selling them to the US to building what Canada needs for its own security. Good idea. Number 2, the power of your wallet. The auto sector is under threat because of Trump, so stop buying American-made cars and trucks. Choose vehicles made in Canada, or from allies like Germany, Japan, Korea, or Italy, or even American brands, however, that they're produced outside of the USA. Then we don't have to pay those heavy tariffs that Trump is imposing upon us. So stop, boycott buying American-made cars and buy something that's made outside of the USA. It's easy. Number 3, support our lumber industry. Trump's tariffs are hurting our lumber and softwood sector. Let's stop relying on the US market. Canada needs its own wood products to solve our housing crisis. Sell Canadian lumber to Canadian builders and let them use the lumber to build the Canadian homes that we need. Number 4, if you've lost your job because of tariffs or may soon lose your job because of the tariffs, take stock of your skills and consider where Canada needs workers most. You are needed. Canada needs workers. You have skills that can be used elsewhere. For instance, if you used to build cars, you used to use tools, you have skills with using tools. There are tools in every trade. All you have to do is transfer your skills into using tools for carpentry, plumbing, electrical work, or something else. Canada urgently needs tradespeople to build homes and infrastructure. We need the workers, so if you lose your job in one sector, join another. It's not easy, I know, but you need to make the start. That's the key. That's where you'll find success. Number 5, steel and aluminum sectors. If tariffs make your aluminum and steel products too expensive for the US, shift your focus to Canadian buyers. We need our own steel and aluminum right here in Canada to build ships, aircraft, infrastructure, all kinds of items that need to be made. Some of our Canadian companies actually buy their steel and aluminum from the USA at a higher cost to build the things we need. Rather than doing that, let's make what we need here in Canada and keep our products, our own products of steel and aluminum right here in Canada. Keep Canadian resources working for Canada. Number 6, choose non-American goods. Don't buy from America. Our grocery stores are still filled with American products. That's discouraging. Stop buying them. Stop buying American products. We can use the power of our wallet to send a message that we stand for Canada. Buy Canadian whenever possible, or from other countries. As an example, I buy my fruits and vegetables from Mexico or Europe. We can buy from Europe, South America, Asia, Africa, Mexico. For example, when I buy my blueberries, and if they say they come from the US, I don't buy them. I buy frozen Canadian blueberries. Yes, they're frozen, they're not fresh, but they're just as good and they're Canadian. We do have other choices. Orange juice in the morning? Sure, it's a lovely treat. Apple juice is just as nutritious. We can buy Canadian apple juice. Oranges actually also come from Africa. They come from South Africa and they come from Mexico. So we can buy our oranges from Morocco, Africa, or somewhere else. We do not need to buy American products. We just need to look around to buy something that is from another country, especially from Canada. We need to buy our own, plant our own products here, plant our own food, and grow our own food so that we can support Canadians with Canadian products. And number 7, travel within Canada. Need a holiday? Well, choose to explore your own country first. Canada is stunning from coast to coast to coast. Why spend your hard-earned money in a country, the USA, led by a bully, and even whenever crossing the border, it can be really risky. Keep your Canadian dollars working here at home. Alternately, there are many other destinations around the world that have beautiful places to see. Travel to Europe, travel to Asia, travel anywhere else in the world but the USA. Canada is crushing the US tourism market, and we can do the same with all their other sectors. All we have to do is stop buying USA. Stop spending our hard-earned Canadian dollars on Trump. So the power is really in your hands. The power is in your hands. As you can see, you do have power to act. You have the power to make Canada strong. You have the power to decide where your hard-earned money goes. Canada has already impacted the US tourist industry. Now let's do the same for their other sectors: automotive, steel, aluminum, and forestry. Stop waiting for the Prime Minister, your Premier, or your local politician to fix all the problems. They're only human. They cannot fix it all, especially when they're dealing with a childish bully across the border. They're doing their best, but you can do your part too. All Canadians need to do their part. We need to ban buying stuff from America. We need to stop going to America as much as possible. Soon, America will hurt when the world turns its back on them, and Trump will have to cave in and change. I'm sure you've been following the news, or if you haven't, check it out. Trump's record speaks for itself. He cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted in any deal, in any promise, and in any partnership. He breaks his word the moment the ink dries. He cannot be trusted to have a good trade deal with Canada because the next day it'll change. He cannot be trusted to help Canada recover. We can help ourselves to recover. We rely on Canadians, we rely on ourselves. We do not need Trump to be successful. So be strong, be bold, be a Canadian. Be a strong Canadian. The power is in your hands. You have the power to make Canada strong. You have the power to decide where your hard-earned money goes. As you can see, you have the power to act. Canada has already impacted the U.S. tourist industry. Now let's do the same for their other sectors: automotive, steel, aluminum, and forestry.